All right, hey everybody. So, welcome to another Little Mermaid movie review. I love, 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 love. I love, love, love this movie. I've now seen it seven different times with seven different audiences, and with each new viewing, I just fall in love with it even more and just wanted an excuse to talk about this film even more. This has been a very special weekend for me. This has been a very special, heartwarming weekend for me. As I've been going to the movies, all throughout the weekend, all throughout the last few days, and just seeing the reactions to this film, being in the audiences, being in the lobby and seeing, like little black and brown girls, literally like with the Little Mermaid, Hallie as Ariel t-shirts, seeing them with the jackets, seeing them with the merchandise, seeing them, rush up to take pictures, with the posters. It warms the heart. I mean, like I've literally, had to catch myself from literally dropping to my knees because it's like I'm literally about to break down, just seeing what the lobby of these theaters have been like, just, hearing their reactions, hearing, them just like really be into the film and hearing them, like really go for the film and, really get into it. And it's why movies are made. It's why representation matters. This is why representation matters. And that's what I would say to all of the haters out there. I mean, just shut up. Just go away. Just stop talking. Just go away. All right? The film is not made for you. If you are one of those people who's going to sit here and complain, about, Ariel being, black or, doing any of that stupid stuff, hateful, bigoted stuff, I should say, just go away. The film's not made for you. I mean, just let people enjoy it. Since this is my seventh viewing review, there will be spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, that's okay. If you don't want to hear spoilers, that's okay. Then now is the time to click away. So go ahead and bookmark this video and then go out, watch the film. You should go watch the film anyway, but go out, watch the film, then come back, re-click on the video and, listen to the spoiler discussion and join in the conversation. So go ahead and, I'll give you a moment to click away right now. Do 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 We good? All right, let's talk. After 7 viewings, I'm ready. I've been ready since my first viewing to call it. I've been ready since the first time I saw this film to actually call it. But you know what? The remake is better than the original. I said it. I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I said it. The remake is better than the original. In the original, I'm sorry, I just did not care about the romance. I just did not care about the romance whatsoever, and I did not even care about Eric. I hated Eric in the original movie, and it was never really clear why Ariel and Eric were in love outside of because the script demanded it. Because they make the change, added to the spell that Ariel is not going to remember that she needs the kiss from Eric. In this film, you really get a deepening of the relationship and of Eric's character, and you really get to see just like how much of soulmates these two characters actually are. I actually loved Eric in this film. Take the differences in the shipwreck scenes. In the animated film, it very much is a physical, ooh, he fine, moment when she first sees Eric. In the remake, you really see her feel the connection when he's talking with Grimsby about wanting more, about wanting something more out of life. For the first time in her life, she's finally found someone who really understands her and what she wants. just getting to spend time with these two and really seeing that connection build made all the difference. For me personally, I really truly do feel that Eric recognized Ariel when he sees her for the first time when she gets her legs. But in that moment, he realizes he doesn't know her beyond, oh, she saved me, or oh, that voice. Ooh, that voice. So he plays it off, determined to get to know her. Take the scene where he shows her his collection. When he says, My Little Mermaid, which, by the way, that had me kicking my heel. That had me kicking my feet. That had me giggling like a schoolgirl. That had me blushing. That had me, ooh, David McGee, dude, you're not getting paid enough. You're not getting paid enough because like, oh, that got me. When he actually says My Little Mermaid, he's looking at her. He's looking at her. He's not looking at the figurine. He's looking at her when he says that. And I thought that was actually like a really great moment. Even that scene is driving home the connection and how much they are soulmates. And Hallie and Jonah play it brilliantly. Him showing her all the different maps and, her, showing him, the hidden gem in the rock and, showing him how to blow into the shell. I mean, it's just, and it's also that moment, like when again, like she feels the connection to him when he's, talking about just like how, like talking about like his collection and, talking and, like you just see the look on, you just see that look in her eyes, when he does get that very self-conscious moment when he, starts to, kind of pull back a little bit. When he says, oh, but it's stupid, like, it's it's silly, to collect all these things, and she just like completely shakes her head, and it was like a really great moment played brilliantly by Hallie and by Jonah. Kiss the Girl is even better. Kiss the Girl is better than the original. Kiss the Girl is better. Yeah, I said it. I said it because I know some people are gonna kill. I know some people are gonna kill me with that. But Kiss the Girl is even better than in the original. The moment with him showing her the stars, the constellation, and figuring out her name just had me kicking my feet, giggling, blushing, awing. I mean, come on. I mean, how can you not be completely won over, when they're kind of like laying there looking up at the stars and he's kind of showing her everything and they do the whole, like trying to figure out her name, and he does, Diana and Catherine, but then, she kind of like turns, she kind of like turns his head, up to the sky, pointing, and he says, Aries, 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 Ariel, 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 Ariel. It's literally written in the stars. Sue me, but Ariel, it's literally written in the stars, is better than, all right, Ariel. Like, I'm sorry, Ariel, it's literally written in the stars, is the better line, to cap that scene. Another great moment between these two is when Vanessa turns back into Ursula. When Vanessa turns back into Ursula, and like, and Ariel is literally turning back into a mermaid because the sun has gone down, which, I mean, come on, you gotta read the fine print there. It's like, I mean, like that spell is a little bit unfair because it's like, hey, maybe like give me like a few seconds like after, but no, you literally meant like when that sun goes down, you turn back into a mermaid if you did not get that kiss. Like, wow, okay, like maybe read the fine print there because it's like, man, that's just not fair spell. But like, you see everybody else, like once she starts turning into a mermaid, you see literally everybody else just kind of like, leaping back and literally like cringing away from her, and of course Eric's mother, going like, oh, she's a sea creature, and like almost like literally like clutching her pearls. But what does Eric do? He's literally clutching onto her tighter. He's literally clutching onto her tighter as she's dropping to the ground. That he's not cringing away from her. He's not, trying to, get away from her. Like, he's literally like trying to like clutch onto her tighter. When they're finally reunited, after everything, after like the big battle and everything, there's no need for words. There's no need for words. There's no need for this, like overly written, like, oh my God, it was always you, like, oh, you saved me, and like, I saved you, and like, just like this overly schmaltzy, written, thing. They just literally let it be on the performances of these two actors. They just literally let it be on the physical performances of these two actors, because at that point, with the connection, with the fact that they've really driven home the point that these two are soulmates, you don't need words. All you needed was, them seeing each other, him going to her, and them hugging, kissing, hug. That's all you needed. That's all you needed in that moment. You did not need for them to do, the overly written, overly schmaltzy, you didn't need all that. They did that perfectly. They did that scene perfectly, and I was really, really proud of them for that moment. And I thought that was like a great, wonderful, again, a great performance and great chemistry between Hallie and Jonah. And I will say that, like, I want to see them in more things together. I want to see them in more things together, whether it be a sequel, to the actual Little Mermaid, whether it be, like some rom-com down the road, whether it be, not even a rom-com, just seeing these two back on screen together is now, my mission in life, is actually actually to see these two back on screen together. Um, one of the great decisions that they made with this film was to make it so that Halle Ariel was the first singing that we actually heard in the movie. That was actually the first time that we actually heard singing in the movie. Like after we meet the sisters, the daughters of Triton, we get like the first glimpse of Triton, and when he's like, when Ariel, again is missing, there's this great underwater shot of, just like the camera like gliding, and it's clearly supposed to be like her point of view, and we just hear that angelic, that majestic voice coming over the soundtrack. Just hearing her voice come over the soundtrack, and I just started bawling. I just started bawling. I mean, Hallie's voice was top notch in this film. Eric's parentage. So yeah, like one of the things that they did bring up in this film was the fact that Eric is adopted. That Eric is adopted, and but they never actually really go into Eric's parentage, and I'm pretty sure they're saving that for somewhere down the line with a sequel or a Disney Plus extension. I'm sure we'll, or some book or something. I'm sure we'll get an answer there at some point. For me personally, I really do have the theory with Eric being drawn to the sea as much as he is. I really do believe that he is a mermaid or a merman, as it were. I really do believe that they're going to reveal that he is going to be revealed to be half mermaid or half merman, I should say. Um, as if like I mean, because like no matter like what you do, you can never praise Halle Bailey enough in this film. You can never praise Halle Bailey enough in this film, and especially her voice and her singing and just her overall performance. But another praise that I did want to talk about is Vanessa's trick. Yeah, let's talk about Vanessa's trick for a minute, because you know what? So what basically happens is that so Ursula has transformed into Vanessa to make sure that the kiss doesn't happen. Scuttle is flying through the air trying to find Ariel, and she hears the singing coming from some part of the castle, and then of course Scuttle kind of flies in and sees sees the necklace, and sees Vanessa, like she sees. And if you listen really, really, really closely, if you actually listen, you can hear the way that Halle switches up her voice. That you can hear the way that she switches up her voice to differentiate between Ariel, singing, and Ariel actually using her voice, and Ursula using Ariel's voice. And I thought that was a great moment. That was a really, 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 really great moment. And again, that's just another example of just like how amazing Halle Bailey is in this film, and how amazing she is as a performer, how amazing she is as an actress, as as a singer. I just thought that was a really, really, really great moment. Um, to go back to their relationship for a minute, another way that they really like drive home about the point of the connection is that even when he's under the spell, and again, like this kind of goes back to me saying that, I really do believe that he actually does recognize her. Even when he's under the spell, he's still looking for Ariel. He's still wondering where Ariel is. Man, that boy had it bad. That boy was down bad. That boy had it bad. But again, it just really drives home that connection. And again, it just drives home that like he did recognize her. He did recognize her, and even under the spell, there's something in the back of his head going, there's something wrong here. I'm hearing the voice come out of you, but I'm not feeling the same way. Like I'm not feeling what I'm feeling for Ariel. I'm not feeling what I'm feeling for Ariel for you. So like yeah, something's not right here, because even Grimsby kind of like calls him out on it during the engagement or during the party sequence. And like Grimsby literally looks at him and says like, this is not like you. And he's like, yeah, I can't explain it, but like I don't know, like this isn't me either. Like I don't know what's going on here. Like something's not right. Let's talk about the final battle. Let's talk about the final battle. I actually love the change to it being that Ariel is the one to take Ursula down. That Ariel is actually the one to steer the ship and spear Ursula through the side. I thought that was I actually really did love that change. It's Ariel literally fighting to take back control. It's Ariel literally fighting to take back her voice. Eric does save her, which I don't think that this is actually a fair criticism, because I have been seeing some idiots really, kind of trying to, to do the whole, like, oh, this is just another Mary Sue, like, oh, this is just another, like, feminist, woke agenda, like, stop it, all right? You guys have used the word woke so much that, like, it's lost all meaning. So stop, all right? It's no longer a criticism. It's no longer an attack. Just stop, all right? You're not cool. You're not edgy. You just sound like an idiot. But for all the people who are screaming and yelling, like, are you missing the fact that he does save her? So after Triton has been taken out, after Ursula takes down Triton, or actually I should say, after Flotsam and Jetsam, take out Triton and, dust him and, electrocute him enough, to like where he gets dusted and everything and gets killed. Like, Ursula has Ariel on the ground. Like, Ursula has Ariel on the ground with the trident literally pointed at her. Like she's ready to vaporize her, pulverize her. Like she's done. Ariel is done in that moment. And Eric kind of like throws the spear that hits Ursula, and like he saves Ariel. So like for anybody complaining, like there you go, like he saves her. So there you go. But even then, like once we actually get into the real final battle, when she's like steering, steering the ship, again, it was Eric who taught her. She's remembering, because like a lot of people might be wondering, like, well, how did she learn how to steer the ship? Like this girl, doesn't know what a fork is. She calls it a dinglehopper. Like she's that naive, but she doesn't know how to, pilot a ship. Like she doesn't know how to like, steer a ship. It's like, well, because she does, and the reason why she does is because she remembers during the shipwreck scene actually seeing Eric steer the ship. It's the same thing. It's the same moves. It's the same everything. So yeah, no, it's like, so yeah, no, like that's how she's able to steer the ship. Like that's how she's able to pilot the ship, even though she doesn't know what a fork is. Because I have actually seen that criticism, and I don't think that that's a fair criticism. I really don't. Because again, it's like, well, that's how she, like, how did she, like, that's why she's a, it's like, well, that's why she's a Mary Sue, because it's like, well, how does she not know all this, but she knows how to steer the ship, like, how does she, and it's like, well, because she remembers Eric doing it during the storm, people. Just pay attention. Media literacy, just, learn it. So yeah, let's talk about the CGI on Ursula. Because, yeah, okay, that was pretty bad. But here's why I didn't care. Here's why I didn't care. So on Friday night, I was very fortunate enough to sit by this little girl, this little black girl, and just watching her experience this film and watching her react to this film, like seeing it out of the corner of my eye, made that experience all the better. Made that experience all the more heartwarming and heart filling, just seeing her reactions to this film. And once we got to the big final battle, she was literally like clutching onto her mom and shielding her eyes, like in her mom. And again, it's just like, yeah, kids don't care. She didn't care. She didn't care that that it was like bad CGI, or like the screen was so, like the lighting was a little bit dark, so they could hide how bad the CGI on Ursula is. It's like she didn't care. All she knew in that moment was that that this big scary monster was threatening Ariel. That's all that she knew in that moment. She didn't care about the CGI, so why should I? Like, why? Like, this film is made for kids. This film is made for little girls like her. So like, why should we be cynical about a kids film? Why should we go so hard against a kids film? All right, it's a kids film. Let kids enjoy it, people. Like, turn off your adult brain and be a kid again, because that's actually like one of the great things that I love about this film, and that's the reason why I keep going back to see this film again and again, again and again and again. It's why it's one of my favorite films of the year. It's why it's the best live action remake, because it made me feel like a kid again. It made me feel what it was like to be a kid again. So yeah, just please, 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 just turn off, the adult cynical brain part of your brain, and just view it through the eyes of a kid, guys. Just like flash back to when you were a kid. But to keep going, something that really got me was the scene between Ariel and Triton after Ursula is defeated. The scene like when he gets reanimated, like rejuvenated, and he kind of like comes back, and they have this this great moment, but then it all shifts on a dime. It all turns on in a second, and he shows that he's still not listening. He's still not listening to her, even though she's talking about like how much Eric helped out during the final battle. Even though like it's like this, like it's he's still not listening to her. And again, it's brilliantly, beautifully played by Javier Bardem and Halle Bailey, where just like on her face, like you can see all the hurt, all the pain of like, wow, even after everything that has happened, he's still not listening to me. I'm back where I started. We're back to where we started. Me being trapped down here under the sea, and being unable to go up to the surface, and him clutching on too tight. Like, we're right back to where we started. And that scene is why when we finally get to our final scene with Ariel and Triton, in our final scene, when Triton says, "You shouldn't have had to give up your voice to be heard," that's why it hits all the harder. And what an amazing line that is. You shouldn't have had to give up your voice to be heard. And that is the perfect line to come out now during the writer's strike. That is the perfect line to come out now during the writer's strike. For anybody who doesn't know, writers are on strike in Hollywood due to unfair practices, due to horrible working conditions, doing to unfair pay, and writers are on strike right now. And there's also another reason why they're on strike is because there is the very real threat of AI taking over and Chat GP taking over in terms of writing scripts. And this is a film now, whether it be this film, whether it be the TV show Succession. I mean, what great things to come out now during the writer's strike, because you shouldn't have had to give up your voice to be heard from a computer, from an AI. You would never get something like that. That could only be written by a flesh and blood human, by somebody who has actually lived, by somebody who has actually had experiences, uh, who has real emotions. That is literally the only way that you shouldn't have had to give up your voice to be heard. And I think that you shouldn't have had to give up your voice to be heard is hands down the best 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 line in the movie, and just that final scene just never fails to make me bawl and bawl hard as Ariel looks out and sees all the mer people like supporting her, all the mer people, like all of them like out there, supporting her, just seeing just like the combination of the mer people and the human. That scene never fails to make me cry, and I'm just crying hard by the end of this film. Overall, I thought that this was a fantastic film. I thought that this was a fantastic film, the best of the live action remakes, and one of the best films I've seen all year. It is superior to the original in many ways, with fantastic performances from the cast, excellent, amazing, wonderful additions that deepen the romance and Eric's character, great new songs. I have now seen this film 7 times, and the rewatches are not going to stop. The rewatches are not going to stop. I really truly do believe, just like the vast majority of you who have voted, in the different polls that I put up, that I really truly do believe that this is going to beat Aladdin 2019 for the most times that I've seen a film in the theaters at 50. Because if I have already in one weekend over the past few days already seen this film 7 times, with some of these, days actually having 2 screenings a day, and I got 2 more screenings tomorrow. So Tuesday, I got 2 more screens. So that'd be 8 and 9. And then Wednesday, I have 10. So by the time we head into the weekend, I would have seen this film 10 times. This is going to hit 50. This is going to hit 50. And if there's any film out there that deserves to hit 50, if there's any film out there that deserves my rewatches, it's The Little Mermaid 2023. The conversation keeps going in the comments. What were your favorite moments? Was there anything that I missed that you wanted me to bring up? Let me know in the comments, because I will be doing another one of these at some point. So hit that like button. Keep hitting the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's go through all the stuff that you'll be able to find on this channel right now. So I'll be bringing you guys constant updates on After Ever Happy, After Everything, all the After spinoffs. It ends with us, Hush Hush and the Mister. Once we start getting more information about those last 2 films, they will be joining the lineup of films that I will be talking about right here on the channel. Because I was terminated for so long, there's still some stuff from After We Collided that I do have to catch up on, including topic videos, and those are coming sooner rather than later. As always, remember, this channel would not be able to grow to the heights that it has without you guys, and so for that, I'm eternally grateful. I know, there are plenty of fans out there, old and new, who have no idea, absolutely no idea that this channel exists, or that it's even back from termination in the first place. So please keep sharing the channel. Please keep spreading the word of Charles's movie channel, because this will easily be one of the best book-to-movie adaptation channels you'll find right here on YouTube, or dare I say anywhere. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. My name is Charles. Welcome to the book-to-movie adaptation channel. I'll see you later. After fans, Joe fans, Hero fans, It Ends With Us fans, Blake Lively fans, Justin Baldoni fans, Hush Hush fans, The Mister fans, book-to-movie fans. Take care, y'all.